Hey guys, Raj Sangha of Car Security. Welcome back to the channel and another episode of Raj's Garage. Today we'll be focusing on my Renault 5 GT Turbo. I've had this car now 10 months, not really done many miles in it, and when I have, it's been running like a pig. Very smoky on startup, just can't get the idling right, playing around with the choke, it's over-fueling. So the last couple of months, I've been speaking to Jamie at Jtech Automotive, based in Reading, about some upgrades, potentially some performance upgrades, and also about improving the actual drivability of the car. So luckily for me, Tommy from Maguire's donated me his old engine from his Renault 5 GT Turbo, and that engine's had many upgrades, new carb, new turbo, new pipes. So what we're going to do is take the best bits of Tommy's engine and put them onto my engine. Let's get the car over to Jtech, get him to improve the drivability and discuss some performance upgrades. When I went to start it this morning, it didn't start on the button, but it didn't take me as long as it has done previously. So just managed to get the choke right, which is here on the right hand side, and the car idled okay. And once it's warmed up, on idle it seems to be fine, although it's still a little bit smoky as you're pushing through the gears. As I mentioned earlier, Tommy from Maguire's donated me his engine. We're going to take all the best bits off his car, potentially the carb. I know he's got operated turbo, all the hose pipes, all of that kind of stuff, and transfer them to my engine. Improve the drive, improve the performance, improve the reliability as well. And then we're also going to have a discussion about some sort of performance upgrades. Now, I don't want this to be a silly fast car. It never will be. It's not what I wanted with this car. But I think just to have a little bit more power, a little bit more poke would be cool. These were quick cars back in the day, but now, you know, a Golf GTD will leave this car standing. But that's not what this car's about. You know, 0 to 60 back in the day was about 8 seconds, top speed 120 odd miles an hour. So yeah, not quick by modern standards. So that's going to be our initial plan, just to get it running right. We may discuss some performance upgrades as well, but more so it's about getting the car to run right. So let's see what the turbo's like. Put your foot down. Okay, there is a subtle power increase when you put your foot down, but it's not like, say for example, the 964 Turbo or so on, which is just so aggressive. It's a fun car, but I just want it to be reliable and fun at the same time. I don't want super power in this car. I don't need it. As I said, it's more about reliability. Let's get over to Jtech, have a chat with them, and also show you all the bits that are in the van, which is following me. See you in a few seconds. Right guys, we are at Jtech Automotive in Reading. Renault 5's here. The engine's already been unloaded. Jamie's here. Let's grab Jamie and let's see what he suggests the next steps are for my Renault 5 GT Turbo. How we doing? All right, you? Really good, really good. So yes, my Renault 5 Turbo.
Yep.
And an engine.
Yeah.
I'm leaving this with you.
Thanks, mate. What's the plan?
Well, I'm not after stupid amounts of power.
Right.
That's not what I want to do with this car.
Yeah.
However, it's running like a bag of
Okay.
although...
It's Renault. No,
Yeah,
that's Jake.
No. Driving here actually drove pretty fine, which is weird, but it has been driving like a bag of
Okay.
and it's probably because it's not being driven, so it's like a catch-22 situation.
Yeah.
However, this donated engine, thanks again, Tommy.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, thanks. Has some nice bits which we could probably transfer to my engine, just to improve it, improve the drivability, the starting, a bit more performance.
Yeah.
We just know that it starts on the button and it runs right.
So you just want it reliable, fun, not major horsepower. We'll probably stick it on the rolling road.
Yeah.
See what it puts out. Not chasing figures, but just to make sure fueling's right.
Correct.
And then you can enjoy it and probably use it more.
What do you think can be used?
Turbo scrap.
Yeah.
They're always worth having for spares.
Okay.
Until we get into that and we do a leak down and we know what's what, we don't know what we're going to need. But the fact it's here is a lot easier because we've got the bits.
Sure.
So yeah, we'll use what we need and give you back what we don't.
Before I go, let me show you the stock, when I mean stock engine in this Renault 5. Probably haven't seen a stock Renault 5 for a long time. Bar the new battery, which we just put in recently, this is stock. And I think I'd try and keep it as stock as possible.
I would.
With just some reliable upgrades.
A car that's this original, you don't, I'm not normally one for not modifying things, but you don't really want to modify it too far. I think the fun is in the fact they're nearly factory.
Yeah, so it might be a little bit weird to you guys that I've bought the car to someone who adds performance to a vehicle, but he's actually telling me just keep it as it is.
Cut that bit out.
Yeah, make it a little bit more reliable. Have a look at obviously the HT leads, if they need changing, the belts. As I mentioned, the fan earlier tends to stay on for a little bit longer.
Yeah,
don't know what the issue is
we'll
there.
go right over it. We'll do a leak down and compression test as well.
But it's a solid car.
Yeah,
you can tell it's a solid car, and what you see with this car is
what you get.
Yeah, it's what you get.
Yeah.
Right, guys. So we'll end it here. We'll leave the car, the engine, and the keys with Jamie, and we'll be back in maybe a couple of weeks to pick it up, and then we'll go from there. Our E30 LTO project is just behind me, and Palm's been liaising with Jamie about some engine upgrades and potentially adding maybe a supercharger or a turbo, or I don't know, he wants bells and whistles. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel, because at some point within the next few weeks there'll be another episode dropping covering the E30. In fact, that's going to be quite a few episodes, because what he's got planned for that car is mind-blowing and expensive. So yeah, make sure you check back for that. Right, guys, so when Jamie's finished with the car, we'll come and pick it up, and then we'll talk about the next stages and the journey for the Renault 5, and that does include suspension upgrades, we're going to change the wheels at some point, audio and security upgrades. If you are liking this type of content, make sure you have subscribed to the channel, because today, my Renault Clio V6 is in our workshop having suspension upgrades. So that episode may have dropped on the channel, or is going to drop after this one. And then we're going to start with my Escort Series 1 RS Turbo. You never know, that might be coming back here as well for a few sort of modifications and performance upgrades. So guys, as always, any questions or comments you have, drop them down below and we'll do our best to answer them. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that like button now. Got loads more content ready to throw on the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you've shared this episode and our other episodes with your friends. I'll be back again soon on another episode of Raj's Garage.